Hey, what's up? It's Boomer here, and I thought maybe today I can show you guys anything you might need to know in Rocket League. So, let's get into it! This is what the main menu looks like. You got Play, Item Shop, Rocket Pass, Garage, Profile, and Settings. The first one is Play. And in Play, you got Casual, Competitive, Tournament, Training, Offline, and Private Match. And I want to dive a bit here into the training section. First, you got tutorial, and it says if you're new to Rocket League, this is where you can learn your basics. And you also got this, I want to say, packs that Psyonix made themselves, and you can pick the difficulty for each one depending on where you are at the game. You also got custom training, and these are training packs that the people in the community make, and then this is where you want to go if you want to learn something more specific. And you can also create and upload your own. And last but not least, free play. This is by far my favorite part of training. I can literally just hop onto free play for hours and I will still be having fun. So yeah, definitely my favorite. And I think we cover everything we need to know about training and play in general. The next one we got Item Shop. I don't think I need to explain it that much, but keep in mind that these items reset. So if there's something you want, just be sure to keep a lookout. And I think that's about it. The next one we got Rocket Pass. It costs about $10 per season, and I'm pretty sure as long as you grind this out to tier 100, you'll get your credits back. And that way, you don't need to spend more to get to the next Rocket Pass. How cool is that? But I could be wrong, since I haven't been getting the Rocket Pass since I switched to PC, which was 3 years ago. So I could definitely be wrong. And yeah, I just don't see the point of getting the Rocket Pass anymore since I have access to package mod. Unless I like the card, which, let's be honest here, I'm still gonna stick to Fennec and Octane anyway, so like, why even bother, you know? Anyway, let's get into the next one, shall we? And the next one is your garage. This is where you can customize your cars, and be sure to remember to name your presets. I don't know about you, but sometimes for me to go into the main menu to switch my design is hard work. I don't know why, it just does. Anyway, before we go into the next one, I want to explain a bit here about what trade-in is. So trade-in is basically where you can trade your items, and you got 5 different levels to it. And for example, let's say you want an import item, right? So these items are deluxe items, and then you combine 5 items. Sorry, I don't really have that many items anymore because I did this on stream a while ago, but you can just pick 5 stuff and then you accept it, and then it'll give you an imported item. How cool is that? And it works the same with tournament items and blueprints. And blueprints, you'll get this by playing the game, also for the items too. Anyway, so if there's anything you want from Blueprint, just click on it and then it'll say if you want to build it, you can with credits. And I think that's about it. Next one, we got your profile. And this is where you can find your stats and your match history. This is also where you can find your save replays. And I think the rest are pretty self-explanatory. So let's get into settings. And I think the best way for me to show you is just by jumping into free play, and I will try my best to explain why I have my settings that way, and hopefully that will help you. Yay! So first in settings, you got training. And in training, you got game speed, controls display, disable goal reset, and boost options. For these two, that's completely preference, that's up to you. For boost options, it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get better at managing your boosts, or if there are certain mechanics that you want to pull off in game and you want to see if it's possible, then do standard, otherwise keep it to unlimited. And for game speed, by default it is 100%, that's how it would be in game. though sometimes I would warm up on like 90 to 95% game speed, especially if I'm feeling slow that day. It just helps me feel faster in game because like I said, once you get into a game, it's gonna be back to 100% speed. And this is also a great way to train certain mechanics such as flip reset, because it gives you more time to readjust your car and I don't know, just like read the ball in general. So this is also a good way to train new mechanics. The next one, you got gameplay. I don't think I need to explain that much here. Most of them, if not all of them, are default for me. So yeah, let's get into camera settings. First of all, keep this thing off. You do not need it. It's just very distracting. For field of view, this is how much you can see the field. I suggest keep it to max, which is 110. Though if you want to lower it, just stick to 109. That's the lowest you could do, in my opinion at least. Because yeah, you want to be able to see everything that you can in game. For distance, this is how close the camera is to your car. I don't suggest going below 260 or going above 280. So that's why I keep mine on 270 because it's in the middle. For height, I think most pros would have this 100 to 110. For me, 90 works best because it gives me more control, I guess, over like when I'm dribbling and doing aerial plays. Again, you can just play with this 90 to 110. For angle, keep it to -3 to -5. Like I said, I'll leave these numbers. You can just play around with it, see what you're comfortable with. For stiffness, I recommend going technically 0.7. This is just my preference. But yeah, I think 0.7 is like the most balanced you can find. And for swivel speed, I think I think most pros will also have it lower. Like let's say to 2.5 to like 3. But yeah, I keep mine pretty high. And transition speed, I keep mine to 130. And for invert swivel, in my opinion, that's just preference. I have mine off. And that's about it for camera. After camera, we got your controls. And for controls, you got steering sense and aerial sense. By default, it's on 1 for both. I suggest playing between 1.2 to 1.5. But as you can see, my aerial sense, it is pretty high. But I just recently switched to cross dead zone and I was watching MacTuff's video. And he said if I up my controller dead zone, I should also up my aerial sense, and that's why mine is a lot higher right now. And yeah, for controller dead zone, I would suggest maybe 0.15, but try to keep it as low as you can. This is how far you push your stick to like steer and to go in the air. So I would suggest keep it as low as possible because you want more control over your car. But yeah, right now I'm playing on 0.2. And for dodge dead zone, just play around with it. I think most pros would have it from 0.6 to 0.7. It really depends on what you're comfortable with. As long as you don't backflip a lot, yeah, you're good to go. This is to avoid backflipping as much as you can. And then also in controls, you got controller vibration. I suggest keeping it off. Like it's just another distraction that you do not need. And I think that's about it. I have no idea for like keyboard and mouse sense because I have never used it. So yeah. And then now let's get into your binds. I play on a PS5 controller. I think it's called DualSense or something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my drive port is R2 and that's default. Same thing for backwards. Steer right and left, that's just my left joystick. And then I have my jump on X still. And the first settings that I changed was my boost, my power slide, and arrow. So boost by default, it's on circle. I switch it to R1 because if my boost was still on circle, my thumb would be doing a lot of work and I just did not feel like doing that. So keep mine on my R1, power slide and arrow, I keep it on L1. And you can always bind them together because you're never gonna use them together at the same time. So that's why I keep mine the same bind. And what else? Focus on ball is still I don't remember the word, triangle. Arrow left, I only use arrow left for now. I do want to get into using both eventually for directional arrow, but for now I only use left, and that's on square. And I think besides that, it's pretty much default. Next one is interface, and I think this one is just also preference. Literally everything is just preference, though I would suggest your nameplate scale should be big, because sometimes the ball, like let's say when you're dribbling, the ball would cover up their, part of your field, but their name would still show up, so you can be more aware of where your opponents are. The next one, we got video, and it really doesn't matter much. It just comes down to preference. These are my settings, but I think as long as you keep your vertical sync off and you're playing on full screen, then you're good to go. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys have any question, feel free to drop a comment down below. And also, I'm gonna start a series of how I'm gonna play Rocket League every day until I reach GC back, because I stopped playing for months and now everything just feels different, so we shall see how long it takes for us to get up there. And yeah, feel free to drop by my Twitch too and say hi. I cannot wait to talk to you there. And have a good day, everybody. Bye!